Right now, this team is at a crossroads. We all know that last season didn't go as we expected. The offense struggled, the protection wasn't consistent, and many opportunities were wasted. But here's the good news. The draft gives us a real chance to correct that. With 2 first-round picks, the front office has the opportunity to change the franchise's course in a single night. The big question is simple. Choose a game changer who can transform the passing game or reinforce the defensive line and protect the quarterback first. Either way, the goal is to build something stronger, more reliable, and more explosive for next season. As fans, we want to see progress, we want to see a clear plan, and above all, we want to see this team compete at a high level again. If you're as excited about this draft as I am, like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news. More content about the Browns is on the way. Let's go! Mel Kiper released his second mock draft of the 2026 cycle, and with the Cleveland Browns holding 2 first-round picks, the spotlight is on what the franchise is about to do. With the 6th overall pick, Kiper predicts the Browns will select Carnell Tate from Ohio State, a decision that alone will split Bulldogs fans in half. Let's analyze the current mock draft situation. The favorite quarterback, Mendoza, is the 1st overall pick. Caleb Downs, also from Ohio State, is the 2nd pick. David Bailey, one of the top edge rushers in the class, is selected 3rd. Our lister goes to Tennessee. Spencer Fano, a tackle many believed could interest Cleveland, has also already been chosen. This leaves the Browns with elite options at wide receiver and on the offensive line at the 6th pick. Kiper's reasoning is clear. Cleveland needs reinforcements on the offensive line, yes, but it also desperately needs reinforcements at wide receiver. The Browns' wide receivers combined for just 4 touchdowns last season. 4. That simply cannot happen again. Tate is coming off a season with 875 yards and 9 touchdowns, and is widely considered the most complete receiver in this class. Excellent hands, intelligent routes, ability to stretch the field and win in the middle. He's reliable, experienced, and plays in a professional-style system that has been producing NFL-ready receivers year after year. And let's talk about that lineage. Ohio State Buckeyes has become a factory of elite receivers for the NFL. Jackson Smith-Njigba just had a monstrous season. Terry McLaurin has been one of the most consistent players in the league. Garrett Wilson continues to make spectacular catches. Chris Olave has established himself as the primary option in New Orleans. Jameson Williams brings explosive speed to every touch of the ball. Marvin Harrison Jr. entered the league with sky-high expectations. The track record of development is real, and Tate is the next name in line. Scouts describe Tate as a player who might not get 110 receptions in a season, but who could easily put up 70 to 80 receptions with a high average yards per reception and a solid performance in the red zone. He's agile. He can gain ground vertically. He has the flexibility to run all routes, and in an offense that has suffered from incomplete passes and inconsistency, that reliability is crucial. Now, here's the tension. The offensive line remains the most glaring problem on this roster. The entire starting offensive line from last season is out of contract. Cam Robinson, Joel Bitonio, Ethan Pochik, Wyatt Teller, and Jack Conklin. Meanwhile, DeJuan Jones is recovering from a season-ending knee injury. This is no minor concern. It's a red flag. Kiper acknowledges that Miami's offensive lineman Francis Maui Noah was a tempting 6th-round pick, but the Browns, who have 2 first-round picks, can afford to fill both needs. The logic is simple. Choose the best available receiver at the 6th pick, then go back to the offensive line at the 24th pick. There's also the quarterback debate hanging over all of this. Kiper reinforced his choice of Shedeur Sanders, saying he believes the Browns already have their player. He pointed to the 3-4 record, the poor offensive line performance, the incomplete passes, the injuries, and even the weather. His position is that Sanders has demonstrated the necessary grit to play for a franchise despite the chaos around him. And if that's the belief within the team, then surrounding him with a legitimate #1 receiver like Tate makes even more sense. But here's the real question for you Browns fans. If you had the 6th pick and Carnell Tate was available, knowing the offensive line situation, would you choose the Ohio State star? Or would you protect the quarterback first and go back to choose a receiver? What do you think the Browns should do? If we follow Kiper's plan, the Browns hope to bolster their offensive line and prioritize it with the 24th overall pick, selecting Monroe Freeling from Georgia. And this is where the conversation gets really interesting, because Freeling could be one of the most controversial prospects in the entire class. Kiper points directly to the urgency on the offensive line. With Cam Robinson, Joel Bitonio, Ethan Posich, Wyatt Teller and Jack Conklin, all starters from last season still out of contract, and DeJuan Jones recovering from a season-ending knee injury, Cleveland's offensive line is far from stable. It's not about adding depth to the roster. It's about rebuilding the foundation of the offense. Freeling has only started 18 games, so his experience isn't elite. But his qualities certainly are. He's 6'3", tall, athletic, and already demonstrates great pass protection. His 85.7 pass blocking rating last season is impressive. He allowed only 3 sacks in 891 snaps. That kind of efficiency in quarterback protection is exactly what the offense was lacking. Watching videos from last year, many drives were interrupted because the pocket collapsed too quickly. Too many impacts, too much chaos. Now, here's the problem. Freeling is still developing as a run blocker. That's the part of his game that needs honing. The potential is enormous, but minimum performance depends on how quickly he adapts, and that's why this pick feels like a gamble on potential rather than a guarantee that the team will be ready to play immediately. If this plan works, imagine the size and wingspan of the sidelines with Freeling playing alongside DeJuan Jones, 2 giants protecting the quarterback, 2 enormous wingspans swallowing up pass rushers. In theory, this could stabilize the offense for years, but it requires belief that Freeling's limited experience as a starter won't delay his transition. Belief that the coaching staff can improve the run blocking. Belief that potential will become reality. And that brings us back to the big picture. If you pick Carnell Tate at the 6th position and Freeling at the 24th, you're betting on 2 things. That Tate becomes the reliable #1 target the passing game desperately needs, and that Freeling develops into a fundamental tackle. You're reinforcing 2 important positions. You're giving the quarterback weapons and protection. On paper, that's a balanced first round. But some of you will say the order should be reversed. Pick the safest offensive lineman at the 6th position. Secure protection immediately, then see which wide receiver will be available at the 24th position. There will be talent there. That's the debate that will extend into draft night. What Kiper's simulation really shows us is this. The Browns can't afford to make mistakes. The general manager is under pressure. The offense has suffered from protection and incomplete passes. The quarterback situation has been the target of criticism. This first round isn't about luxury picks. It's about survival and setting a clear direction for the franchise. If Tate performs, the Browns will finally have a reliable and explosive offensive presence. If Freeling performs, the offensive line regains stability and physical identity. If both perform, Cleveland could completely reshape this team's narrative in a single night. Now it's your turn. Analyzing the complete scenario, Tate at 6th pick, Freeling at 24th. Do you believe this is the right plan for the Browns? Or would you change the order and prioritize the trenches first? Leave your opinion in the comments. And if you want more exclusive draft coverage and detailed analysis like this, subscribe, like the video, and click on it. The latest news and updates on the Browns draft can be found here. Let's go.